The first sign of the zombie apocalypse was a middle-aged employee in the office who couldn't stop coughing. At first, no one paid much attention to him. No one knew he had already coughed up blood. He didn't tell anyone, but stumbled off to the bathroom on his own. That trip lasted 2 hours. 2 hours later, his boss couldn't find him and started yelling furiously, saying if he didn't come out of the bathroom in 3 minutes, he would dock his entire month's pay. A young co-worker got up and went to the bathroom to look for him. Suddenly, the middle-aged man burst out and lunged at the young co-worker, tearing into his neck. 2 other employees in the bathroom saw it happen. Their legs went weak with fear. They screamed for help as they ran back to the office. Pandemonium broke out in the office. Only Lisa stayed calm. Several co-workers had already been infected. Lisa grabbed another co-worker's hand and pulled her into a small room. They watched the scene outside through a glass window. Her boss searched local news and found that multiple areas across the city were reporting zombie attacks. Lisa spotted an opportunity to escape. She led her co-worker into the fire exit, where a freight elevator went straight down to the B2 parking garage. She planned to find a car and get out of the building. Just as she was cautiously checking the situation outside, a zombie lunged at her. Lisa kicked it to the ground. While it was still trying to get up, she pulled her co-worker into the elevator and managed to close the door just in time. Her co-worker was too terrified to speak. Lisa kept telling herself to stay calm. The elevator reached B2. It seemed no zombies had been there yet, but after taking only a dozen steps, they could hear zombies approaching from different directions. Then a strong figure appeared. A man with an iron bar took out the nearby zombies and said he would lead them somewhere safe. He said there was a storage room on B2 where they could take shelter. The man said he was a co-worker from the marketing department, named Jack. He had trained in martial arts for a few years and could handle the zombies. Lisa thanked him. As the zombies outside kept pounding on the rolling metal door, Jack concluded the entire building had fallen. Their only option was to leave in Lisa's car. Jack opened the back door of the storage room. The coast was clear, but after just a few steps, several zombies heard them and came after them. Jack took them on, while Lisa calmly scanned the area and finally spotted her car not far away. Thanks to Jack buying them time, Lisa and her co-worker got into the car first. Her co-worker was still panicking. Jack jumped in as well. Looking at the aggressively attacking zombies outside, Jack warned Lisa never to stop in the middle of the road, or they would be surrounded. Lisa floored the gas pedal, knocked over a few zombies, and headed for the exit. But the barrier gate wouldn't open because the power was out. Jack shouted at her to just ram through it. Lisa clenched her teeth and hit the gas. They burst through the barrier and made it outside, but the whole city had already fallen. They realized downtown had become a zombie nest. They had to take the highway and head for the sparsely populated suburbs in search of hope. They hadn't driven far when Lisa's car got a flat tire. Luckily, there was a spare in the trunk. Jack stood guard while Lisa changed the tire. The faint sound of the wrench turning screws mixed with the growls of distant zombies. Jack quietly urged her to hurry, because 3 zombies were walking straight toward them. Lisa was sweating with anxiety. Jack fought the zombies with an iron bar, buying her as much time as he could. Then more zombies were drawn by the noise, far more than they could handle. Lisa had already fixed the car, but the zombies forced her to move away from it. Just as they were losing hope, a gunshot startled everyone. The rolling door of a nearby auto repair shop opened, and the owner waved for them to come inside. Everyone ran over, and the owner quickly shut the door. His defenses were clearly more professional, but he hadn't stockpiled many supplies. They would have to plan a route out of the city. A large crowd of zombies was pounding on the rolling door outside. The repair shop owner opened the back door for everyone to escape. Since the zombies were all drawn to the front, they had a chance to get back to Lisa's car. Lisa immediately started the engine. They only needed to go 2 kilometers straight to reach the highway out of the city. But when they got to the entrance, they found the road had been sealed off, probably as a barrier against the zombies. They were losing hope when a massive wave of zombies surged onto the highway, followed by gunfire. At a nearby checkpoint, a female soldier waved at them, signaling them to drive around to the front gate. She opened the gate and let them inside. She said her unit had abandoned her, leaving her to hold the checkpoint alone. The highway had been sealed 3 days ago and was completely impassable. Just as they were feeling hopeless, the soldier said she knew a secret military route that led to a safe zone in the neighboring city. But as they were about to leave, Lisa remembered she had only half a tank of gas, not nearly enough to reach the neighboring city. The soldier calmly said the route passed by an abandoned gas station. They could refuel there. The soldier led the way with her gun drawn. Everyone seized the chance and got into the car. Lisa hit the gas and broke through the zombie encirclement. They made it to the abandoned gas station. After confirming it was safe, they went inside and closed the rolling door. There was some food and drink in the convenience store, which made them feel better. There was also some fuel on hand, enough to fill up the car. They grabbed some supplies and quickly left the place before danger could catch up. The secret route turned out to be a winding mountain road. Halfway up, they found the road blocked by a rockslide. On the other side of the rockslide were huge numbers of zombies, and zombies were closing in from behind as well. Everyone was in despair. Then gunfire rang out. Looking up, they saw an old man waving at them, telling them to leave the car and follow a small path up the hillside. The soldier led the way, and the old man provided cover fire. They climbed a hidden trail and reached the top. The old man opened his gate and let them into his shelter, saying it was built to keep bears out, so zombies wouldn't get through. The old man was a forest ranger who had lived there for over 20 years. Lisa thanked him. The ranger was happy to help. Using his knowledge of the terrain, he gave them a route that bypassed the rockslide and led to the provincial highway. But the path was too narrow for a car. They would have to walk. As everyone prepared to set out, the ranger warned them they had to reach the highway before dark. They walked along the path. Scattered zombies were along the way, but Jack took care of them easily with his iron bar. The ranger reminded them not to get bogged down in fights. They had to be out of the mountains before nightfall, otherwise they would face something far more dangerous. Along the way, they stopped to rest at an unmanned checkpoint, but through the radio there, they learned that the neighboring city's safe zone had already been overrun by zombies and was sending out distress signals. Their hopes were crushed. Suddenly, the forest ranger sensed something wrong. A massive horde of zombies was surging toward them. Using his knowledge of the terrain, he immediately led the group away from the danger zone. The route was steep and treacherous. One wrong move could send them off a cliff. During the climb, Jack accidentally dropped his tool, while below them, more and more zombies were climbing upward. At the critical moment, the ranger pulled out a bomb he had on him. He decided to sacrifice himself to buy the team time to escape. Lisa took his map, saluted him, and led the group all the way up the mountain. To hold off the zombie horde, the repair shop owner used a pickup truck as his final weapon. He drove it straight into the massive zombies, blocking their advance. But the female soldier scouted ahead and saw that scattered zombies were still approaching. They had to move fast. Using the ranger's map, they found a secret path. Once they came out of the path, they would follow a stream for 2 hours to reach the main highway, where hope of survival would be within reach. By then, the zombies had already reached the entrance. The group quickly fled out the back and found the hidden entrance in a dense patch of trees. The female soldier warned everyone not to touch the rock walls, or they might cause a collapse. After emerging from the path, they finally had a moment to catch their breath. Lisa checked the map. Following the stream would lead them straight to the highway service area. The group carefully made their way along the stream. There were still zombies around, but only a few. The female soldier and Jack easily handled them. They reached the service area. The female soldier suggested restocking supplies. Inside the convenience store, they found some bottled water, canned food, and compressed biscuits. After clearing the zombies out of the store, the female soldier heard an unusual noise on the second floor. She cautiously went up to investigate and found a woman in a nurse's uniform hiding in a closet. The nurse naturally joined the group. She offered a useful piece of information. There was still a working vehicle in the service area's auto repair shop. The group left the convenience store and ran toward the repair shop, slamming the door shut just as the zombies closed in. Lisa confirmed the vehicle was in good condition. She rammed through the rolling metal door and sped out, but she hadn't gone far before she slammed on the brakes. The road ahead was completely overrun with zombies. Then the sound of a helicopter filled the sky. Someone on board called down to them, saying that if they could reach an elementary school 10 kilometers away, the helicopter could land and pick them all up. Everyone was overjoyed. Lisa turned the wheel and headed straight for the elementary school. The helicopter followed them. When they arrived, they found the school had been converted into a temporary military shelter. The person in charge said the helicopter would land in 1 hour and evacuate everyone there. The female soldier went up to the roof to scout. A massive horde of zombies was approaching. Worse yet, the helicopter never landed. It had abandoned them. The shelter commander immediately ordered everyone to retreat into the school building and block all the doors and windows. They had to hold out until the helicopter returned. The horde was so powerful that they pushed over the walls, a sight that stunned the commander. He realized there was no way they could defend the area. He opened a secret passage and told everyone to leave while he stayed behind to buy them time. The passage was damp and silent. Through the walls, they could hear the commander's cries as he fought the zombies. When they emerged, they found themselves in a bamboo forest. Behind them, the elementary school had already been overrun. Then, in the distance, a flare rose from a mountain. Hope surged through the group. That flare marked the location of rescue forces. Pushing their exhausted bodies forward, they prayed nothing would go wrong this time. A few zombies appeared along the way. The normally timid girl, for the first time, bravely attacked a zombie to protect her companions. The others couldn't help but praise her. After a 3-hour trek, they finally reached the real rescue team. Everyone was overjoyed. The rescuers said they had been waiting ever since they fired the flare. The helicopter was ready. Soon, they would be taken to a safe zone. Before boarding, Lisa stood at the mountaintop, lost in thought. She remembered all those who had sacrificed themselves for others along the way. After steadying herself, she decided to get on the plane. By then, a large number of zombies had already climbed to the mountaintop. The helicopter immediately began lifting off. The last 2 people on the ground fought to buy time for the takeoff. At the very last moment, Lisa pulled them both aboard. The helicopter rose above the zombie horde below. They were finally safe.